To this day. To this day.
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
No,
and you were like, I want to say in America,
Mm-hmm.
but there's some we can't say what's happening.
I'd love to have it back over there at the Madison Square Garden. You know, I'd love to run it back. And
man, how about the Staples Center?
The Staples Center. That's what I said too in one of the interviews. But
or Vegas.
Vegas would have been great too.
Yeah,
right. But wherever it is going to be an amazing fight, an amazing venue. So, but tune in. The announcement's going to be in soon.
Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't get in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me. So, talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Welcome back. Good morning, TBV. Damn, the saga continues just when we thought it was for the worst. Hopefully they can get it together, but here's the facts.
I know everybody's talking about the fight and all that, but we got the real news coming soon, but the fight is going to happen soon. AJ got the rematch. Yes, we do got the rematch. We taking that rematch, champ? Of course. But it's going to be on my term and our term. We're going to bring it back here in the United States. AJ low-key scared. Oh, yeah, why do you think he's over there trying to make the fight over there in Saudi Arabia? Like I said, I don't have no protection over there. The United States of America wants to... Never mind, I can't say nothing. But... the fight is going to happen soon.
So, I mean, so much in that audio, bro. I mean, he's like, the United States of America doesn't want. He's like, never mind, I can't say nothing. He says the fight's going to happen, but it's going to happen on my terms. He says, hell yeah, AJ scared. That's why he's trying to make the fight in Saudi Arabia. I mean, dude is just said everything. He's basically said everything. So it's man, all I can say is what a saga, what a merry-go-round. I mean, one day we think it's on, one day it's off. I'm not getting it. Why make announcements and press conferences if this thing wasn't nipped in the bud? If you didn't have this guy, under control, really, because he's out here causing hysteria. Is this good or bad for the fight? I don't know. It's strange, I'm telling you. But nonetheless, we just wanted to report. We had a whole nother show scheduled for this morning, and we woke up to this news. Strange is all I can say. Really wish that we had some clarity to this situation. Hopefully, someone tells us something. Someone comes out and explains what exactly is going on with this situation. Because how much longer do we have to be, back and forth? Like, how much? When will we find out the truth? When will we get some clarity here? I don't know. Situation isn't looking the best. Hopefully Eddie and Andy Ruiz can definitely hammer this out. But it is BS, man. One day it's on, one day it's off. You just don't know, right? We got to take what Eddie says as truth and we got to take what Ruiz says as truth, right? Obviously, they're both on two separate sides of the tracks. So for me, I'm just like, whoa, waking up to this news, it's exciting for me because I really thought it was a done deal, but the saga continues is all I can say. Back and forth. Will it happen? Won't happen? Andy Ruiz was in Mexico. He posted on his Instagram. This actual live is gone already too. I tried to check if this is on his Twitter or his Instagram live stories. Not there. But all over the internet, everyone's already grabbed screen shares of it and made copies of it. They're spreading like wildfire. I think this is good for the sport because it keeps the people reporting, right? It keeps us talking about the story. And for Andy, he's going to get what he wants. Why they're taking so long to give him what he wants and just to quiet him down so that, we get some smooth sailing, I don't know. But he had been silent up until this part. So now that he broke that silence, I'm assuming something is going to happen. Eddie was at the press conference acting as if everything was good. This doesn't look like that. It looks like something's definitely going on. For sure. Again, all we have is the audio from Andy Ruiz, finally breaking his silence, announcing that the rematch in Saudi Arabia is not a go, insisting that the fight is going to take place with Anthony Joshua, but it's going to take place on his terms, and he's bringing it back to America, is the words that he used. He says he's bringing it back to America. Those are his words, and he insists that AJ is afraid, and that's why he's trying to take this fight to Saudi Arabia. I don't really know what that means other than, I guess, trying to take Andy out of his comfort zone, but AJ would also be putting himself in unfamiliar territory. But it looks like Big Mike connected. Let me get to him.
Dazn Production.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it.
BoxingVoice.com.
So when I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak. He stayed out for 47.
A man stand up for what he believe in, and when you stand up for what you believe in, you accept whatever consequences come behind it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Well, as the world turns, days of our lives, guiding light, all these motherfucking soap operas, bro. I mean, come on, man. Boxing is like the biggest soap opera in the world. Sports is like the biggest soap opera in the world. Right now, we got Andy Ruiz saying, no, I ain't going to Saudi Arabia, man. If I need to be in the UK, to be back in America. I'm just like, bruh, when did you get all this power? Like, when did you become the fucking Teflon Don? You know what I'm saying? I thought you signed the contract. I thought, Eddie Hearn and team had the last say so. I thought Eddie Hearn said he's been talking to your management, talking to your promoters, talking to the sanctioning bodies, and everybody was on board. But Andy's not on board yet. So I wonder what is really going on. Does he really not want to go to Saudi Arabia? Is that what I'm seeing? Or is it the money? Is it really the money? Can we give him a little bit more money so he can shut up? Is there any way we can give him a little bit so he can shut up? But we'll talk about that, break that down, and try to see what is going on, because day after day, the story always changes. What's going on, Ness?
I know everybody's talking about the fight and all that, but we got the real news coming soon. But the fight isn't going to happen.
Yo, how he gonna shut them down like that? Real news coming soon. Yo, I know everybody's talking about the fight, but real news coming soon. Yo, Andy is terrible, man. They need to fix this situation ASAP, man. with the press conference. Yo, and let me tell you, the hashtag still doesn't work. And Dazn still hasn't put anything about Saudi Arabia out, man. It's funny, bro. The bitterness of the fans. They're questioning now Andy's warrior stance. Yo, they're so mad right now. You guys are going to get the fight. Believe me, man. No one is going to let this fight, get messed up. They just got to be on an even playing field, man. But let me get back to this audio. Mike, did you hear this? How many times you heard this one, man?
Like once or twice, man. They said I got an echo again. I'm trying to figure out why the fuck I got an echo.
I hear no echo, but
they do that.
I know everybody's talking about the fight and all that, but we got the real news coming soon. But the fight is gonna happen soon. AJ got the rematch. Yes, we do got the rematch. We taking that rematch, champ? Of course. But it's gonna be on my term and our term. We're gonna bring it back here in the United States. AJ low key scared. Oh yeah, why do you think he's over there trying to make the fight over there in Saudi Arabia? Like I said, I don't have no protection over.
Yo, he said, like I said, I don't have no protection over there. What do you think he means by that? Because, I don't want to keep assuming. Eddie said we're all ignorant, so, he said we don't know. Oh, shit, I lost my co-host. Yo, call you weak signal.
Everything right. I don't know what he means by I have no protection over there. I mean, maybe some of the things that we brought up highlighted last week, but the way Eddie made it seem like they were going to take real good care of him and make him feel like he's a king over there when he comes over. So I mean, I don't know where this came from. I thought, well, I guess we only got one side to it, and that's Eddie Hearn's side. So I guess we got to see if he does have any say so, and will the fight be in the United States? But they just announced it officially in the Saudi Arabia. So I don't know, man.
Mike, you know what was funny? I've always been a conspiracy theorist. So throughout that press conference, or after rather, when he was doing videos with Boxing Social and Coogan, Eddie's, in my opinion, I felt like he was selling. He's like, "Oh, you want a plane? We got a plane. We're gonna have a 7-star hotel for you. You're gonna have, matter of fact, you're gonna have a whole floor for yourself. Matter of fact, they're gonna build an entire gym for you." And I'm like, whoa. Man, they're doing a lot. Or is he selling? I thought he was in contact with Andy Ruiz's team. Is he selling? Is he trying to let them know what's there if they pick up the phone? Because that was a lot of information. You're getting your own floor, plus they're building a gymnasium in another floor. You'll get a plane. Like, how much more do we, the people, need to know? Just show me the contract, for God's sakes. You're going to give me all these details, no?
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, I don't know if it was trying to butter Andy up, you know what I'm saying, by offering all these things, but I just think that he wants him to feel comfortable. And now, I don't know how true, you know what I'm saying, these things are, but I can imagine the plane is, but building his own gym for him, I don't know about that.
Well, they're saying inside the hotel. Like, if you remember when we were in Canelo Jacobs, there was a gym in our
very, very big gym.
In that press row, they put a ring in there so you could easily bring the bags and everything. So I could see it happening. And you know what? I'm going to just say this. If you're Andy, you want to seriously consider that, right? Like, will you ever be given an entire floor for you and your family? Will you ever be given an entire floor for a gymnasium? Will you be given a private jet? Will you ever be offered another fight in the Middle East? Like, do you really want to scrap this? There's a lot of first times, a lot of history-making moments in this particular fight for him. I don't know.
Now, look, I know Andy called AJ, you know what I'm saying, he's scared of him and all that kind of stuff. But outside looking in, casual perspective, if I see all this going on, wouldn't I think that Andy's scared of AJ? Wouldn't I think that Andy's making all these excuses about, I'm not going to Saudi Arabia, I'm not going to the UK, oh, I need more, I need this, I need that. It seemed like he's making up a lot of roadblocks, you know what I'm saying? A lot of little things like this fight could be easily made, in my opinion. I mean, maybe some things that he don't like in the contract, maybe, and that's fine. Maybe he wants some more money. But to come out and say, I'm not going here, I'm not going here, I'm not going there, it has to be in America, it's going to be in America. Oh, I can't say anything, I'll tell you guys later, you guys will find out. It just seemed like a lot of roadblocks to me, man. A lot of roadblocks that we really don't need. That I would love to see this rematch, but I don't know, man. I don't know. From the outside looking in, just saying, seems like one side wants it more than the other side right now.
Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingWiz.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Don't question my man, bruh. Listen, this is all part of the game, you know. This is all part of the game. This is part of the plan, negotiations.
Nigga,
You know,
give me $9 million.
I don't see-
I go fight in Saudi Arabia tomorrow.
Yeah, like Wilder told you to your face, not via interview or postcard.
Yeah.
Not
He
DM.
said Mike though. He didn't say if you were Andy, Mike. He said
Exactly.
Mike. All right.
And you heard Eddie all in Andy's pockets, counting his wallet, talking about he spent his money. So Andy needs to be
He bought a
smart.
villa.
Andy needs to be smart with this next fight. He know what he doing. But to question him is ridiculous, man. This is just called capitalizing. You know, it's plain and simple. But for you, as a hardcore fan, to say that he's the one that seems scared and he's the one that seems to be putting up roadblocks, I mean, that's because you're getting, you know, lost. You know, the narrative has been lost. There's a new narrative. Now it's let's make history, the biggest event ever. It's never been done. We can be the first. But the narrative and what we will never let anyone forget, hashtag never forget, is I'm coming to take over. I don't partake, I take over. Coming to America. Give me Eddie Hearn's face, put Joshua's face. We coming to New York. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. That is the narrative. To now switch it and say that he's scared because he don't want to go to Saudi Arabia. No. You were using me to build your profile in America, not Saudi Arabia. Now you're trying to market yourself to 70%, 24 and under in Saudi Arabia. No longer are you interested in making a mark in America. Oh, I get it. You shit the bed over here. So you want to go holla at those 40 million over there that might not know what took place over here. Is that what it is? Because I don't get why is the narrative being switched? How is all of a sudden Andy being questioned when he accepted the flat fee? When he got up in there and knocked him out. It wasn't a questionable win. He knocked him out. 4 knockdowns in New York City. And Andy isn't the one saying, let's go to these crazy locations. No, he said, yo, let's do it in New York. Let's do it in Vegas. Let's do it in LA. His craziest reach of a location was Mexico. I'm done.
Now look, now you said we were coming to America to take over. That did not work, did it? No, it did not. So, but what did work, my profile did get bigger, dog. My profile did go up. Even though I lost to you. A lot more people know me now because that I lost to you, Andy Ruiz. And we all knew you said you didn't want it in the UK. No problem, big dog. We ain't gonna fight in the UK. You know what? We got you, Andy. We ain't fighting in the UK, but we're not gonna fight in the US either. I don't want my guy AJ to come back to the US. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up with a compromise. Saudi Arabia, big site fee. Actually, we could possibly throw you some more money. You want that plane? Get him a plane. You want a whole fucking hotel room floor? Get them that too. We're going to build you a gym. How are they not doing whatever it takes to accommodate Andy? How are they not doing this? And we've been through the fucking level 2 countries and all that bullshit. So in my opinion, if a guy is making concessions to I don't know the fucking word, but accommodate you, we should start looking like, why are you not willing to be accommodated? You know what I'm saying? It seems like you don't want to just go to the Saudi Arabia. And if that's the reason, then just come out and say, bruh, Saudi Arabia is not that. I don't want to hear like little things like, I need a big increase on my money or I'm not going to Saudi Arabia. Tweet by Mike Coventry, by the way. So I'm just saying, big dog.
Well, I mean, he did come out and say, Mike Coppinger tweeted that, we ran with it, but he came out on this video and he said, I'm bringing this fight back to America. So he does not want it in Saudi Arabia. He's saying his narrative that he's pushing is, you are afraid, that's why you want it out there. And then he's saying, I'm afraid because I don't got no protection out there. So, got to be neutral ground.
What do we mean by protection?
I don't know. He said it, not me. I'll play it again, though.
I know everybody's talking about the fight and all that, but we got the real news coming soon. But the fight is gonna happen soon. AJ got the rematch. Yes, we do got the rematch. We taking that rematch, champ? Of course. But it's gonna be on my term and our term. We're gonna bring it back here in the United States. AJ low key scared. Hell yeah! Why do you think he's over there trying to make the fight over there in Saudi Arabia? Like I said, I don't have no protection over there. The United States of America wants to. Never mind, I can't say nothing. But the fight is gonna happen soon.
Make no mistake, everybody in the chat. I'm not saying what Andy deserves or anything like that. I'm saying what he is obligated and contractually obligated to. Is the rematch. We all knew this going in. We all knew this right after the first fight that this was going to be a possibility that the rematch would possibly happen this year. Just saying, you sign a contract, big dog. Sometimes you got to live up to your contract.
Hey, Mike, are you talking from a moral standpoint? Like, he got to live up to it morally? Because, like, when is it going to get through your head that contract means nothing to them anymore? Like, look at where we're at.
It means nothing, bro.
I mean, but think about it. Think about it. For a good period of time, he didn't speak. So we speculated. He spoke now. I'm bringing it back to America. He wants it over there because he's afraid. I don't feel protected.
What's the age old soundbite? We don't believe you. You need more people. I don't believe him. I don't believe this fight is coming back to America. I don't believe that.
Okay. All right, man. I mean, listen, Eddie Hearn. You guys laughed at me, right? You guys laughed at me, but you see, Eddie, possibility. There was a possibility that Andy could back out of the fight altogether and be stripped, right? So what we know is Eddie came out and addressed that in an interview, saying, oh, would he retire? Yeah, fuck, he could retire, but then he can't come back. And if anyone gives him a fight, they'll be up for a lawsuit. But you see, there are ways out of this. Are they extreme? Yes, they are extreme, but they would work. They could work for sure,
If you're listening right now on YouTube, please go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. We got 323 people, so I need 323 thumbs up. Also, if you want to check this fight out, it might be on the Zone, it might not, but our DAZN hyperlink is in our description box. Go ahead and sign up for $99 for the whole year or as little as $19.99 a month. Thank you so much. But go ahead, Niz. I'm sorry.
Nah, I'm just saying, it's a very.
What would you say that contract don't mean shit though?
Look at where we're at, bro.
We're at one side saying one thing, the other side saying something. So that doesn't tell me that the contract don't mean it. Because Eddie still believe it is legally binding.
Brother, I keep telling you the contract don't mean nothing because AJ doesn't have the time, or rather, Eddie don't got the time to go to court. You keep thinking that they're safe because they could go to court. They don't want to go to court. They trying to have an event by December 1st. They need that check. That money was put in escrow. Court doesn't give them that money, Mike. Do you understand that whatever 40 to 84 million that is alleged, they don't touch until this event happens? It
Absolutely,
must happen.
I understand that.
I'm sure he's got some verbiage in that contract saying that if the event, the stadium isn't built by a certain time and et cetera, just like Lou DiBella backed out of his contract. Bro, loopholes, champ, loopholes.
I understand that, but you are a smart guy, and I know you think Eddie is a pretty good promoter, right? Why would Eddie book a venue if he knows that Andy Ruiz has the possibility of not coming over and not under his contract, don't you believe Eddie will be prepared for this kind of thing?
Yeah, prepared in the sense that he's gonna have to offer a boatload of cash. He's gonna have to offer money. What's your alternative, Mike? Come on, you keep acting so bad with the law. What's your alternative?
I'm not acting bad. I've told you what the alternative
Which is?
Is court.
Okay, and how long does that take? What do you think the proceedings are going to be for that?
I don't think that Matchroom team is just going to let this go and be suckered until doing what Andy says. If they have to sacrifice this fight, in my personal opinion, if they have to, they will. They will take this to court. They won't let Andy dictate to them.
And again, they can go to court. Will they get that site fee from Saudi Arabia? Will Saudi Arabia accept Eddie? Will Saudi Arabia accept Eddie to put on another event? Will the sanctioning body somehow strip Andy and let AJ fight for the belts? No, maybe one would, like the WBA did on the vacant, but he'll never get them all, bro. The last thing Matchroom and Eddie Hearn want is court. They need Andy? That December. What about Andy?
Isn't the last thing he won't not to get a check, especially a check this big?
No, man. This is the Tyson Fury story happening in front of you again. I'm telling you, he gonna take the moral way out. Oh, look at what they trying to do to me. They want to take me to Saudi Arabia. Look at the human right. Bro, people going to get behind him, and those that don't won't. Just like Tyson Fury. He had both. He had people that believed his story and thought his shit was unfair and was sympathetic to him, and there was people that called him a cokehead and say he was using it as an excuse. And that was okay, because when the big fight came, he rose from the ashes, and Tyson's back. Andy will do the same.
Yeah, man. I just don't see that, man. I don't know how much money was on the table for Tyson Fury rematch, but I don't know if it was like in excess of $9 million. I just don't think that this is a smart play by Andy and team. But I don't know if it's just Andy saying this because Eddie says he talks to Andy's team a lot, the promoters, the managers, all that bullshit. So I don't know if they are really going through with this, or this is a little hardball in the media to get a little bit more money. I'm just not of the mindset that Andy will let something like this slip through his fingers, even though he's not getting the excess of money that he wants. But if he get a little pay increase, I don't see why he would jeopardize a $12 to $15 million payday.
Well, I mean, he says he ain't going. He says he's bringing it back. And look, you know,
I don't believe you, Andy. I'm sorry. I just don't believe you.
And that's cool. That's cool. But, you know, the funny thing is that you can't ride with Andy rising from the ashes like Tyson when Tyson did it on the heels of Frank Warren, who right now, if we rank all promoters, Frank Warren is probably on the back end of the rest. So, Andy,
out of the elite, he's the last one.
Same shit, bro. You say tomato, I say tomato. We both said he's on the back and last. Same place. That being said, Andy is with Al, who has a plethora of heavyweights.
Al's not a promoter.
Don't matter. He's with Al, who has a plethora of heavyweights. So he could easily come back. The opportunities are there. And I have to say the same story again. When everyone thought Peter Quillen was stupid for vacating his belt, he took the 1.9 mil. He went and raised his child. He went and buried his family member. And he came back. Al set him up. He's still out here actively fighting. He's in an eliminator. He's still a boss. No money lost. Stop acting like it can't happen. Okay? Daniel Jacobs, been with Al from the beginning. Suffered cancer. Had a tumor in his back. Went through surgery. They said he wouldn't fight. He went back. Started fighting. Who brought him back to greatness? Who got him Gennady fights? Peter Quillen in Brooklyn fights. Even Canelo fights. Come on, man.
None of those guys had a pre-existing contract with another promoter that had a rematch clause in it.
Yeah, the reason for me telling you these stories, Mike, is showing you breaks, and by breaks I mean lapses of time in a fighter's career where they had to be taken out of the game, which is identical to what will happen to Andy for breach of contract, or if he chooses to retire to get out of this, okay?